भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या योग विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरु पूर्वमद्वाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्यातः सर्वेदान्ताः योगाः तः नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ समस्त ब्रह्मविद्यायोगविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ समस्त योगाचार्य ब्रह्मविद्याचार्य श्रुति परमात्मन अनुग्रहेण योग दर्शन वेदांत दर्शन साधन द्वारा परमात्मा अनुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म सेवकानां भक्तानां विघ्न निवारण शत्रु निर्मूलन शक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम पातंजलि योग दर्शन शास्त्रस्य व्यास भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ गुरूणां स्मरणम्। ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। 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 हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः। 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 श्री व्यास 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 महर्षये नमः। ओम श्री व्यास महर्षये नमः। ओम अथ पतंजलि योग दर्शनम प्रथमः समाधिपादः सूत्राणि। ओम अथ योगानुशासनम्। ओम अथ योगानुशासनम्। योगः चित्तवृत्तिनिरोधः। योगः चित्तवृत्तिनिरोधः। तदा द्रष्टुः स्वरूपे अवस्थानं। तदा द्रष्टुः स्वरूपे अवस्थानं वृत्तिसारूप्यम् इतरत्र। वृत्तिसारूप्यम् इतरत्र। वृत्तयः पञ्चतयः क्लिष्टाः अक्लिष्टाः। वृत्तयः पञ्चतयः क्लिष्टाः अक्लिष्टाः। See, whether it is yoga or Vedanta or Bhakti or the values or whatever the knowledge we listen from the gurus, from the Shastra, what we have to do every time is we have to relate ourselves with them. And what is the relation? That this is what the understanding I have to have. This is what is the practice I have to do. And this is what is the experience I have to reach to. If our relation to them, what we are listening, is not established, then that will never help me. It becomes only an information. Information, as long as you are connected, it is there with you. If not, it is faded away. It never becomes the knowledge, nor it becomes experience, nor it gives liberation. Therefore, what the Naradaji is saying in Bhakti Sutras, what the Vyasa Bhagavan is saying in the Brahma Sutras, what Patanjali ji is saying in Yoga Sutra, we have to relate to them. What are the relation? The three levels of relation is I have to understand, I have to practice, I have to experience. The understanding is conviction. I must be understand it in such a way that it becomes conviction, because conviction only we make it as practice. जिसको conviction नहीं हुआ क्यों practice कर रहे हैं? करेंगे नहीं कर रहे practice मतलब conviction नहीं हुआ. और अनुभव will never come without practice, and practice you will do with conviction only. Understanding, conviction, practice and anubhuti. Anubhuti will not come without practice, practice will not do without conviction, conviction will not come without understanding, understanding will not come without contemplation. You to contemplate, you have to have the data. Without Shravanam, you will not have data. We are stopping at the data level. You have to do the vicharana. That should make us understanding. We have to do some experiments. That becomes conviction. We have to only live in that. That's called sadhana. That gives us the experience called as moksha. Okay. Now we are into the fifth sutram. What is that? The Vrutthis whose nirodha we have to do so that we establish in Swarupa. Vritti nirodhat Swarupe avasthanam. The Vrutthis which we have to do nirodha are of 5 types. Vrittayaha Panchatayaha. Okay. Before we discuss those 5 Vrutthis, which are there, the same Vrutthis are of 2 types. Be aware right from beginning. The Vrutthis can be of the Klishta, Vrutthis can be of the Aklishta nature. And we have to be very clearly in understanding about the meaning of the Klishtata and Aklishtata of the Vrutthis. Among that, let us discard or reject the Klishta Vrutthis. We have to give value to the Aklishta Vrutthis. And in Vyasa Bhashyam and subsequent explanation, how the Klishta and Aklishta Vrittis help us or bind us, it is told. Klishta Vrittis bind, Aklishta Vrittis help us. Therefore, our interest to reject Klishta and to gain the Aklishta should grow. So we have seen already the Klishta Vrittis are born from the Panchakleshas, and they strengthen the Panchakleshas and they become cause for the Karmashaya Prachaya, because of which the Kshetri Bhutatva again and again getting the Janma and going through all limited experience. Now remember 2 things. Getting the body and suffering the body. 2 are different, but both are bondages. Some people born as a Deha, enter into Deha and go on through suffering. Some have the mixture of suffering and dukkha. Some are only Sukhi, no Dukhi. And yet it is a bondage because you are Sukhi only as a Deha, not as an Atma. आत्म सुख आत्मा आनंद से हम डिस्कार्ड और डिनाई हो ही जाते हैं when we are only the देह सुख. Therefore, in the Aklishta Vritti, not only Punya Vrittis are there, they are also part of the Klishta because they also become cause for the Kshetri Bhutatva. Conclusively, Aklishta Vrittis are those which are doing the Viveka Khyati, which are helping us in Viveka Khyati, which are helping us in not allowing the gunas to express. Guna Virodhini. This meaning we have seen, Guna Adhikara Virodhinya Aklishta. Means what? गुणों को अपने एक्सप्रेशन के रूप में, इफेक्ट के रूप में बनने नहीं देना, गुणों को दबा के रखना. That is what is the work of the Aklishta Vrittis they do. So Vrittis are there 5 types. बाद में देखेंगे उसको. Again the same Vrittis are of 2 types, Aklishta and Klishta. Klishta type of Vrittis are those which come in our chitta because of Panchakleshas, which become Vasana, which give us newer and newer body and samsara. Aklishta Vrittis are those which help us in doing Viveka Khyati. After Viveka Khyati, what happens? In Viveka Khyati, what is done? Sattva and Purusha Anyatatva. Our goal is to reach to Purushatva. The obstruction is the Sattva. Sattva has 3 gunas and 3 gunas continuously express. The Viveka, this Aklishta Vrittis doesn't allow the gunas to express as their corresponding Vrittis. When the corresponding Vrittis are not happening in the Chitta, because the Aklishta Vritti, Vritti Nirodha happens. After the Vritti Nirodha, obviously the Sarupa which is always there, we are established in that called as Avasthanam. So here we are seeing the explanation yesterday, how the Aklishta Vrittis are developed also, how the Aklishta Vrittis help us also. But remember, Aklishta Vrittis help us, taking us up to the Atmanubhuti. At the Atmanubhuti level, even the Aklishta Vrittis also, because they are the Vritti, we have to even drop them. Be clear. So, Agama, Anumana, Acharya, Upadesha, Parishilina, Labdha Janmani, Abhyasa Vairagye, Klishta, Chidram Antaram. तत्र पतिताः स्वयं अक्लिष्टाः एव यद्यपि क्लिष्टप्रवाह पतिताः न खलु शालग्रामे किरातशतसंकीर्णे प्रतिवसन् अपि ब्राह्मणः किरातः भवति. Now this we saw yesterday, but these also things such like Satyam Jnanantam Brahma of the Upanishad to be contemplated so many ways. First, basically the outline we have to understand. Ki Klishta Vrittis bind us, the Aklishta Vrittis liberate us. Second point is, we should know that the klishta vrittis have to be rejected. And we should know the aklishta vrittis have to be developed. Third, while rejecting the klishta vrittis, overnight though you can't reject. While developing the aklishta vritti, totally in one go you can't develop. So in that intermediate stage, where the fighting is happening between klishta and aklishta vritti, what should be our sadhana? That is what is explained here. In that, the first thing is what? Go on putting your effort to the extent possible to develop the aklishta vrittis. Second, even though you are doing it, because of the various reasons like that of prarabdha, the klishta vrittis, when they overpower, don't lose the heart. Clear? Be careful in your clarity understanding that the klishta vrittis will bind us temporarily, but not permanently in such a way the aklishta vrittis are destroyed or eliminated. They remain. Therefore, wait for the time for the klishta vrittis influence to reduce. The moment the opportunity comes of the aklishta expression, keep on using or developing more and more aklishta. In this way, from your own antakarana, the klishta vritti को reject करते जाओ, अक्लिष्ट वृत्ति को बढ़ाते जाओ. What does the aklishta vrittis do? They help us in viveka khyati, they help us in guna virodhatva. Thus, they take us for the swarupa avasthanam through nirodha of the vrittis. You have to be very clear about it. Now, the generation of the aklishta vrittis, how it happens is these three: agama, anumana, acharya upadesha, parishilana. These four we have to go on doing for the aklishta vrittis to get generated in us. If you don't do them, aklishta vritti aayega hi nahi. Every time, every life, we are only the slaves of klishta vrittis. Means what? Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. These kleshas, they generate the vrittis of kama, krodha, adi. And depending on that only, we struggle in the world through our vyavahara karma of papa and adharma, and the phala of it in the form of dukkha. Every jiva will have to go, every sadhaka will have to go through this. Okay. Now again, another point is said, that the klishta vrittis can also be reduced. There are two things. Klishta vritti को reduce करना है और अक्लिष्ट वृत्ति को बढ़ाना है. Both we have to know. The chidra, it is called as of the klishta vritti. Klishta vritti का chidra है abhyasa vairagya. Chidra means weak point, wherein it becomes weakened. Therefore, whenever we do the abhyasa of the vritti nirodha, means a desire that I want to do the nirodha of the vrittis. And how to do the yamanivasanadi, which will be told. So the desire in me to do the nirodha of the vritti, accordingly I am doing the abhyasa. Second side, all these my involvements outside in the world of objects or the vrittis is only binding me. This analysis is called as vairagya. This abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa and vairagya are the chidra of the klishta vritti, means what? They will be reduced. Therefore, निरंतर अभ्यास वैराग्य द्वारा क्लिष्ट वृत्ति को आने नहीं देना. How the क्लिष्ट वृत्tis are developed? Agama. All the time be in the study of the scriptures. Well, the scriptural knowledge is the aklishta vritti generator. Because in the scriptures about Paramatma, about the glory of Paramatma, about how to obtain Paramatma, about the lakshana of the Paramatma, these are all told. They are all thoughts only, but they are all the aklishta. Because these are not born out of the kleshas, and also these aklishta vrittis, when they grow, they even reject the kleshas also. When I know Paramatma is real, it is a knowledge. It is aklishta vritti. Compared to the, and from the standpoint of Paramatma, Jagat is mithya, unreal. This is also aklishta vritti. When these thoughts come, will I not reject therefore the ragadvesha to the world, which are the kleshas? So the क्लेशों को भगाते हैं अक्लिष्ट वृत्तियां. क्लिष्ट वृत्तियां क्या करते हैं? क्लेश से उत्पन्न होकर क्लेश को बढ़ाते हुए संसार में ही फंसाते हैं हमको. So therefore, through abhyasa vairagya, reduce the klesha vrittis or klishta vrittis, and through agama, through anumana, through acharya upadesha, through the fourth one of parishilana, upadesha parishilana. This we have to do. And labdha janmani means what? In every janma we go on doing. That means in this janma we have to do only these three. Along doing this, we have to add to our own sankalpa. Till I experience the Atma Anubhava, any number of janmas I get, I will only develop my Aklishta Vritti. This sankalpa, the seed we have to sow very strongly. Then as much as possible I am generating Aklishta Vritti in this life. If they are not sufficient to do the Vritti Nirodha and give me Atmanubhuti, because of the strong Vasana or strong thought or strong seed is sown in the next life also, right from the beginning, I will be generating Aklishta Vrittis only through Acharya, then Anumana, then Agama, Anumana, Acharya Upadesha, then Parishilana. Agama is told Shastra Dhenam. Anumana means what? On the basis of Shastra contemplation. Acharya Upadesha is the teacher with his experience is giving us the Aklishta Jnanam. And then what is said by Guru, what is said by the Shastra, and what is happening in my experience. So, Parishilana it is called. This Parishilana also gives us Aklishta Vritti. Like I told you, when I see whenever I am suffering because of the attachment to. That attachment was Klesha Vritti. Therefore, I will not be attached to anyone. This is called as the Aklishta Vritti. Is it not? Don't want to be attached to anything. This is a knowledge. This is a Vritti. This is a thought. But it is Aklishta. And when this is practiced practically for some years, not 1 or 2 days, then you will know that life is not need to be made miserable by attached to the stupid things and beings of the world. It was by Bevakufi that I became slaves to them and I was suffering. That Bevakufi is called as Klishta Vruttis. Why they were born? Because of the Kleshas. Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Abdvesha, Vinimesh. We will not fight with them. We develop the Aklishta Vritti. In the growth of Aklishta, the Klishta slowly get reduced and weakened. Like if the Indian army is growing in its strength day by day, obviously they LP, all these Chinese, Pakistani, वो लोग ठंडा हो ही जाएंगे. Without ourselves growing, you cannot stop them, na? That's how the Indian government, so much amount which is taking as a taxes from us, even increasing the cost of living, they are spending in the protection of the nation and borders, because there is always threat from the stupid country. If the amount is not used for the defense, and if we don't become stronger, and if the cost of living is made easier by diverting that money for this, we may be comfortable with less cost, but we'll never have freedom because that fellow will attack us. No, they are very intelligently doing what is Indian system is doing for a long time. Hope the next coming governments, first of all, this government alone should continue. If at all they come, they should continue the vision of spending more money on defense so that we are always protected at borders. Jitna humko governor nahi, we have to do more than them. That's the only way. And also establish good relations with other country. See, with Japan, with America, with Russia, with all of them, India is getting collaboration. Seeing that the China, Pakistan, थोड़ा डर रहे हैं. अगर ऐसा मैंने तुमने नहीं किया तो कब का वो अरुणाचल से लेकर दिल्ली तक अटैक कर लेता हो. See the other day sentence, India is not like what is in 1962. We have changed now. See that work is happening. So become yourself strong in the Klishta Vritti. Klishta Vrittis go away. What we do? We are supporting the Klishta Vrittis, even though we are suffering with them, and we are frustrated, and we are not at all focusing on the Klishta Vritti development. क्या करना चाहिए हमको? Through the Acharya, through the Agama, through the Parishilana, through the Anumana, go on developing Aklishta. इसी में आप रमते रहना. इसको भक्ति भाषा में कहते हैं ओनली डू द श्रवणम कीर्तनम स्मरणम परमात्मा. वेदांत भाषा में कहते हैं बी ए साक्षी, डोंट गेट आइडेंटिफाइड विद द साक्ष्य वस्तुस. बी ए विटनेस, डोंट गेट आइडेंटिफाइड विद द थिंग्स विथ विच यू आर विटनेस्ड. So in Vedanta, become drashta. In Bhakti, say, always revel in the Upadis in Paramatma. In the Yoga Sadhana, develop the Klishta Vritti. Aklishta Vritti, sorry. What you said is same. Whichever the language is appealing to you, accept it and do sadhana. Purpose is whether you are following Bhakti or Yoga or Jnanam. Purpose is, are you doing your sadhana, getting liberated from your bodies? An intelligent person takes all the three complementing and quickly reaches out. The people unintelligent, they hold on to one and they reject others. In rejecting other only, they spend time. They don't do what they have to do. That they are in their own delusion. And there are other case also. I understood Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Yoga, but for me the Yoga Marga is fit. I will not worry about other two. He will reach out. The other fellow says Bhakti is good for me. He will reach out. The Vedanta says मेरे को वेदांत काफी है, मैं करता हूँ यही, दूसरे मुझे जरूरत नहीं है. He will also reach out. Whether you complement each other or whether you practice any one of them, both of them give us liberation. What doesn't give us liberation is we are not convinced of any of the three and we are holding on to one, reject others and not doing what we are holding on. This is what all delusions. That is even the gurus also misguide. वो लोग कहते हैं बेटा योग नहीं करना, भक्ति नहीं करना, योग. They are busy in telling योग नहीं करना, भक्ति नहीं करना. They are not busy in telling वेदांत करना. अरे when you do Vedanta, already other two are rejected. No? बोलने की जरूरत है क्या? They try to protect. These are all illusion. All that is called illusion. किसी भी लेवल तक माया काम करती है. Clear? Tomorrow we will see the next sentence. What is that? Abhyasa vairagye klishta chidram antaram tatra patita swayam aklishtaha eva yadyapi klishta pravaha patitaha न खलु शालग्रामे किरातशतसंकीर्णे प्रतिवसन्नपि ब्राह्मणः किरातः भवति एवं अक्लिष्टचिद्रेषु अपि क्लिष्टाः क्लिष्टशब्देन गृहीताः इत्यर्थः. सः संस्कारः स्वव्यंजक अंजनः तदाकारमेव स्मृतिं जनयति तदेवं बुद्धं चित्तम् इत्यादि. As a beautiful explanation, we'll see tomorrow. Be attentive. We are now discussing the Vyasa Bhashya on the Panchama Sutra. In that, Vrutthaya Panchataya Klishta Klishta. Klishta Klishta we explained. Now, what are the Panchavruthis? That will be told in the 6th Sutram. Then 7th Sutram elaborates each one of them. That's how we become very clear, systematic, step by step in our understanding. तो कल के दिन जब आएंगे हम क्या डिस्कस करेंगे यहाँ कि क्लिष्ट प्रवाह में पतित भी अक्लिष्ट वृत्ति क्लिष्ट नहीं होते हैं. सो टू अक्लिष्ट प्रवाह में पतित क्लिष्ट वृत्ति भी अक्लिष्ट नहीं होते हैं. Then what you have to do? Give up value to the klishta, give value to the aklishta. No, these are all not emotional. These are all pure, clear intellectual understanding, giving us a choice. If you are in the pravaha of the klishta, aklishta continuously, aklishta grows and they give us liberation. अब क्लिष्ट के पीछे भाग रहे हो तो फंसोगे. चॉइस तुम्हारा है. Very, very important topic. This is like Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Okay, and tomorrow's day we do this exercise. Then again one more day, sometime we take to summarize the 5 sutras. Then the second level of study of understanding each of the 5 types of vrutthis and dealing with them through the sadhanas. The Sutrakara Bhashya will tell us, we get guided. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Bolo Sri Samasta Yogacharya Bhagavan Ki Jai. Idea is what? Listen yoga, listen bhakti, listen Vedanta. Through all these three, fill the heart with the desires to do the sadhana and get moksha. The desires for the world and worldliness should slowly evaporate from us. That is why सुबह दोपहर शाम इतना सुनो सुनो कि यही पाने का इच्छाएं बढ़नी है. This is what is a treatment or blessings the gurus and shastra and Bhagavan is doing on us as long as we are available. If you make yourself available, their blessings will really empower us with information, with knowledge, with conviction, with desire to do sadhana. If you don't give them the chance and go away, then what can they do? Like every day I am doing classes. Those who come, they are getting information, knowledge. Those who are not coming, this is all discarded or discontinued. Remember, these classes of ours are blessings of Bhagavan, Shruti Mata and Guru Parampara to fill our hearts with information and making it as a knowledge. Then we are inspired to practice this knowledge to experience our own Mukta Sthiti. In the bargain, all the binding thoughts, binding desires, everything should slowly get reduced. लगातार सुनते रहना एंड ये संकल्प करना आई एम डूइंग इट फॉर माई सेल्फ थ्रू द कंटिन्यूस स्टडी ऑफ शास्त्र माई डिजायर टू नो द ट्रूथ एंड गेट लिबरेटेड थ्रू द साधना शुड इंक्रीज मोर एंड ऑल माई अदर संकल्पास फॉर द वर्ल्डलीनेस शुड बिकम जीरो. हे भगवान, हे गुरु, हे श्रुति माता, प्लीज ब्लेस मी. से तथास्तु. So I am putting this sankalpa for me. You also put. No, this is how everyone, whether it is Kruta Yuga, Treta or Dwapara or Kali, whoever have become spiritual, went to the Guru, heard the spiritual knowledge, did sadhana and reached out. Every one of them did like this only. In those days, the language was Sanskrit. Now we are not familiar with that. We are familiar with English, therefore we are trying. भाषा कोई भी हो, हमको तो तत्व जानना है. Thank you. We'll see tomorrow.